So, welcome, Mr. President Musk. How are you doing?
It's it's very good to be here with you today. Obviously, we're looking at different radio shows and podcasts to possibly cancel under Doge. So we're sort of like I've been on Joe Rogan and I thought I'd come on your show just to see like, is your audience sort of very woke and are you contributing, and obviously I'd like you and your co-host to sort of send me an email after the show to tell me five things that you liked about me after the show. And that will sort of we're there's a lot of radio shows and podcasts out there, and we can't afford to support them all, and so we're going to have to cut back on some. And reality redemption. I'm a big fan of reality. So it's like that is very good in terms of your chances of succeeding. But we just need to see which shows will survive.
Oh man, we're getting canceled.
Not a big fan of the redemption part, though. Is that what I'm getting?
I just much like president, I put president in air quotes when I refer to President Trump, but just like President Trump, um, he sort of doesn't think he needs forgiveness and think, he's just that sort of a strong Christian. And I'm sort of, I think, in the same position. Like I'm so sort of cool in terms of how people think of me that like I don't think I need any redemption. I'm sort of like saving the world with Tesla and SpaceX and having all my weird children via test tubes because the women have said, they make these funny jokes like because I made comedy legal. One of my women said, I'd rather do it like in a laboratory because I don't want your big albino bullfrog body on top of me in a bed. So like, that's like a funny joke because comedy is legal now. And, before me, it was basically like sort of like kind of like outlawed and not allowed.
Yeah, yeah. How did you feel about Michael Myers last week on SNL?
Like honestly, I'm not gonna complain because I don't have the woke mind virus. But I was sort of hoping that I was kind of hoping that the Mike Myers from the Halloween movies would like show up behind him and murder him while he was trying to mock me. Because that would be like sort of meta comedy, like, oh wow, like yes, comedy's legal, but like the better Mike Myers murdered the like nasty trying to mock Elon Musk Mike Myers.
And how about your little spat with Marco Rubio the other day? Haven't we?
No, no, we didn't. This is okay. So you're obviously listening to the fake news, which not sort of a good move by the Reality Redemption show because like sort of that's sort of like a horrible. That's like three strikes in one, basically. We didn't have an argument. He, he's doing the best he can with his sort of mid-tier intellect, and I just happen to be like obviously say like kind of a super genius type of person. And I just had to explain to him that he was like stupid compared to me, and that like he should just like listen to me. And the president basically agreed. So it's like we're all on the same page. Marco Rubio is sort of like slightly below average intelligence, and I'm like top 0.0001% of intelligence. And we just had to explain it to him. So he got, like stupid people sometimes get very upset when you try to tell them something they don't understand. So I don't blame him. He's just sort of like a stupid person. But it's okay because we're all on the same page now, and we are, Doge is doing tremendous work, and little Marco, we gave him some fruit snacks, and he is, sitting happily on the couch, and everything is okay. He's actually having a conversation with my son X, because they're at like the same sort of intellectual level.
Um, what do you say to the critics? Oh, though, and I apologize. This is our audience asking this. The critics that say that you're focusing too much on the Doge, and that's why your SpaceX rockets are exploding.
You know that maybe to them, they can't focus on four multi-billion dollar companies and the US government at the same time. But I just sort of happen to be a kind of like extra level smart person. And you know, SpaceX, we are trying to go to Mars. This is not going to happen overnight. There's going to be debris, there's going to be probably a lot of death before we get to Mars. And I'm okay with that. As long as it's not me or any of my children, I am willing to kill as many people as it takes to get to we want to go to Mars, and it's going to take a lot of death. Now, that said, I have enough money. There's I don't even know what my net worth is at this moment, but I can afford to lose billions of dollars and I'll still be sort of like rich, like beyond anybody else's like conception of wealth. So I'm okay with short-term losses to help get our government better because you have to understand what I'm doing with the government is I'm getting all this valuable information on my competitors and on taxpayers and on agencies. So like this is like an investment that will return tenfold once I start using all the information I've sort of quasi-legally obtained working with Doge. Like it's like my skin color, a gray area.
So that's always been the plan, just to go to Mars. Just fuck Earth, we're going to Mars.
Well, no, but he can just repopulate because he's got so many kids.
Oh, that's why he's having all these kids. Oh my god, it's all connecting. Okay.
That's exactly that is part of the reason because if I have enough kids, eventually there'll be so many that like their DNA will be sort of different enough that it won't be weird when they have kids together. Like sort of the way like the Royals did it. Look how well they did. That's basically what we did. The first family of Musk. My son X, my daughter. These are going to be very tremendous people on Mars.
Dad already do something like this too? Like, wasn't there that story of not Elon Musk's dad?
I'm not really familiar with Elon's dad.
Oh, my father had a much younger wife at some point, and we didn't approve. So no, it'll be much cooler than what my dad did. Like I'll be doing like the cool version of that.
Yeah, I thought they were related. Maybe I got it wrong. I don't know, but I thought the.
I think. Oh, yeah. I think you might be right. I'm forgetting. I've sort of blocked it using my strong mental powers to sort of block unfortunate thoughts. But there was some sort of weird relationship. But yeah, you try to block out all the weird stuff. Like so, that's how I sort of maintain how cool I am by not thinking about the weird things.
Well, I know that you're a really busy man, Elon, and we appreciate you coming on. But we have one more question to you. We have one of your Tesla investors sitting in the room. What do you say to the Tesla investors that the stock is going down?
The stock went so like it's this sort of market correction, okay? Because the stock was so high. No stock just keeps going up, 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 up. Like you have to be very stupid if you think that. Like sometimes things happen. Sometimes you destroy a government. Sometimes your rockets blow up and destroy towns underneath. Sometimes your self-driving cars murder people. It wasn't a big deal when Stephen King wrote about it in Christine. There was a car killing people and it wasn't even a self-driving Tesla. So like we're doing so much better than Christine and Stephen King ever dreamed that self-driving cars could do. So eventually the stock will turn up again. But right now the woke mind virus is affecting people and making them think that we have to buy some inferior brand to prove that we're woke. But it will be we are going to be fine. You have to ride out this temporary event.
Okay, then you're not going to put us on a government hit list, right? Use an appropriate.
I didn't hear that. If you could just speak up, please.
Use an appropriate questions that we're asking you.
No, no, I mean you'll have to find out when we go back and decide like what we're going to do with your show. You know, you might have to just sort of leave the studio in a day or two, but we haven't made a decision yet.
Well, thank you, Mr. Musk.
Thank you, Mr.
Thanks for
President.
coming. Hey. Although we know, can you and me, you're the real president. Can we talk elected president?
Oh no, sure. He's we're crate training him right now, so he's